Hello everyone, welcome back to Live Chat with me, Karima. I am so glad you're here. If this is your first time visiting my channel, I want to welcome you. Don't forget to check out my other videos and subscribe. So as many of you already know, I am not from here originally. I was born in Morocco in Northwest Africa, and I grew up in France. I lived there for 6 years, and then I came to the United States in 1993. I was 18 years old. I came to work here. I had a work visa, and then eventually I received a green card. And in 2006, I decided to become a US citizen. Something that I wasn't sure to do at first. And after doing some research and as much as I love this country and I knew that I wanted to be here, I just figured that was the right decision for me. I decided to make a video in hopes of helping someone out there who's thinking possibly about becoming a US citizen. There's a certain things that you have to go through. There is a requirement that you have to meet. There is an interview and a test that you have to pass. And there is also the benefits of going through this process. And so because I went through it, I just thought it'd be a good idea to make a video on it and, share with you everything that I know, and hopefully it would be helpful to you in some way. Okay, so here is the requirements. Number one, you need to be at least 18 years old. Number two, you need to have a green card. Number three, you need to be in the United States at least 5 years. And 2.5 years of those 5 years, you need to be physically here in the United States. Like, you can't just be traveling all over the place and go, oh yeah, I've been here 5 years. You have to be physically here for 2.5 years of those 5 years. Or if you're married to a US citizen, you can be here 3 years. Okay, you have to be at least in the United States for 3 years, and of those 3 years, you have to be here 1.5 years, physically 1.5 years of that time in the United States. The fifth thing is you have to be in the same state for at least 3 months. Okay, so if you say you're in the military or something and you move, you have to be in that state for at least 3 months before you can apply. And the last thing is, the immigration office will look at you as a person, your criminal records, what you've done, and, if you have anything bad on your record or anything like that. So they consider a lot of things. They don't just give you an application, without seeking a lot of information from you first. So those are the requirements. So the process is actually not bad, but it just takes a long time. I went ahead and called the immigration office in Atlanta, and the lady said, go online, get an application, print it out, fill it out, and send it to us with a check, and we will let you know if your application has been approved. So after I did that, I received a letter, and that said that my application has been received by them, and it was in the process. And this was August 17, 2005. A month later, September 9, 2005, I received another letter that said I needed to go to this place to get my fingerprints taken. So I did that. And then I was talking to somebody who just went through the process, and they said, hey, just to let you know, they ask you questions about, about the government. And there's, about 10 questions, and you have to pass about 6 of them. You better go online and start looking up, finding these questions on there and start practicing. So what I did is I went to immigration.com, and these are frequently asked questions on citizenship, and there's about 100 of them. And so what I did is I just printed all the 100 questions, and I practiced until I knew them all. I mean, I was like, I don't want to fail this test, and maybe I overdid it, but I just wanted to make sure that I was completely ready for the test. So I studied, and I passed. So that was a good thing. Anyway, so after I did that, I received a letter, again, right here. And this is December 29. So it was 2 months since my other letter, 2005. And it said to come in for an interview. I guess my application got accepted, and I was good to go. I can go ahead and come in and get my stuff done. So when I went, I was actually 6 months pregnant with my son, and we lived about 4 hours away. When I got there, the lady said, a lot of times this process, we have to bring you back like 2 or 3 times. But since you live far away and you're pregnant, we'll go ahead and try to do it all today. And I was like, praise the Lord, So I went in, and I went into this room, like a meeting room, and she asked me some questions, and then she had me write down a sentence. She also had me read a sentence, and then she started asking me the questions about the government. And she asked me only about like 6, and I was thinking, I thought she was going to ask me more than that. And since she like told me to leave, I was like, I hope I passed. I was a little worried, you know. I mean, it was pretty intimidating, you know. It's a scary thing, but it's also exciting because you're like, yes, I'm finally going to be a citizen. So it was, you know, you have a little bit of nerves, but also a little bit of excitement with it. And so she came back eventually, and then she gave me this paper which said that I passed, and I was so excited. And after you pass, what you have to do is you have to pretty much renounce your whatever citizenship you had before. So in my case, I was French. I had a French passport. And so they said, you know, you cannot have dual citizenship. You have to only be American. And so I had to drop that down and just become a US citizen. And that was fine. I mean, I live here and, you know, it's fine. The other thing that I had to do was you have to do the oath of allegiance. And that's when, you know, you just pretty much say, you know, I'm an American and I'm all in. And like I said, for me, it was fine already because I live here and I feel like this is my country, this is my home, and I want to obey the rules and I want to do the right things anyway. And so, you know, it was fine. One cool thing is after you pass your test, there is actually a lot of other people there also taking their test. And they do like a little celebration for you as a group. It's really cool. After I got home, maybe about a month later or so, I received my certificate and I was so excited. And then in the mail, I received a letter from the governor to say congratulations for becoming a US citizen. Then I received a letter from the president to tell me congratulations, you know, on your citizenship. And it was just, I was like, man, this is awesome. I love this stuff. So it was really, really cool. Like I said, the process is really not bad. It just takes a long time. It's worth it for sure. Now the benefits. Number one, you can vote. You know, you can have your voice heard and you can vote for the people that you want to vote for. That's awesome. The second thing is, you know, you can travel without any restrictions. When you are an immigrant and you have a green card, you have certain restrictions on your green card. Like you can't just leave the country for a long time and do whatever you want to do. So when you're a citizen, you can do whatever you want. You know, you can travel wherever you want, as long as you want. There is absolutely no restrictions. The third thing is, you know, you can work in a government office. If you choose to, you know, work anywhere where there's a government, you can do that. You know, you can, I think, even join the military if you wanted to, which you can't do that if you're not a US citizen. And what I love the most is that I own an American passport, and I love this thing. You know, I love traveling overseas, visiting my family, being able to come back to the US and go through the airport, because when you go through the airport, there's always like citizens and non-citizens. And I'm thinking, you know, if I didn't have this, I would have to be in a different line from my family, because my husband is an American. You know, he was born here, he's an American, and my kids are Americans because they were born here. And so I would be the only outsider, you know. So I'm actually grateful to have a US passport. I mean, again, if this is where you want to live and you know, and you love living here, why not? You know, why not do it? I don't think there's nothing bad to say about being a US citizen. You know, like I said, the process is very easy. It takes a little bit of time, especially now with COVID. I think it takes a little bit longer than it did, you know, 15 years ago, but it's worth it. You know, it's worth it. Or if something happened, God forbid something happened, you know, if you have children and you're married and you're the only immigrant in the house, you know, you don't want any problems, you know, and it's just good. I think it's a good thing to have personally. One of the best things of becoming a US citizen is that you never have to worry about walking into an immigration office again. You're done. No more papers, no more cards, no more fees. You're done. You know, if you have a green card and you lose it, you have to go through so much to get it again. And it's just nice to just be able to have my certificate. I put it up, I got my US passport, and whatever I do, wherever I go, that's usually what they ask for. They always ask for my US passports. They don't even ask me for anything else anymore. Not my birth certificate, nothing. And so it just, I'm telling you, it's just such a relief. Such a good thing. Just so grateful, for that, and so happy about that. And anyway, I hope that this video was helpful to you, to anyone out there. And again, if you have any questions, don't be afraid to leave them in the comment section below, and I will be happy to answer any questions that you may have. Thank you so much for watching. Blessings to all and much love. See you next time.